The following is a presentation of The Day.
The winter holidays are upon us, and there is no better time for a classic. For rivals NFA and New London, a new season means new faces and new opportunities. New London, a state runner-up last season, is going to heavily rely on senior leadership and ball handling of guard J.J. Robinson, as well as the energy and athleticism of newcomer Kyer Young. The Whalers want to run. NFA, having lost to New London in last year's D2 state semifinals, wants to make an early season statement and will rely on the explosiveness of Jameer Ford and the playmaking of veteran guard Josh Lavoie. The Wildcats want payback. Coaches Dave Cornish and Jeff Brown both think the ECC is theirs for the taking, and nothing will fuel the fire more than a win over their fierce rival. It's time to run at the sun. It's time for a classic. It's the NFA Wildcats and the New London Whalers in the Day Holiday Classic from Mohegan Sun, and it's live on game day on theday.com. Live from the Mohegan Sun Arena, it's time to run at the sun with the high school rivalry of southeastern Connecticut, the NFA Wildcats, and the New London High School Whalers, all a part of the Day Holiday Classic, and all live on Game Day. Game Day is brought to you by General Dynamics Electric Boat. Join the team building the future of undersea defense. General Dynamics Electric Boat is hiring, offering great careers in engineering, design, welding, and other skilled trades. Explore opportunities, training, and benefits when you apply at ebcareers.com. And for shipbuilding careers around the country, visit buildsubmarines.com. General Dynamics Electric Boat, where your future sets sail. Casey O'Neill along with the coach, Chris Giusti. One final ride here at the Sun Juice, and I can't think of a better way to start it off than New London, NFA, fierce rivals, one that is particularly close to you as well. Welcome, and let's get going with some high school basketball.
Oh, what a day of high school basketball here at the Sun. I love coming to this event. It's really an exciting event, you know, in December to kind of get the juices flowing, and the signature rivalry in southeastern Connecticut, NFA, New London. These teams no stranger to each other over the years and in recent times. Last year, they had to face each other not once but twice in the postseason. Both semifinal wins for New London in both the conference tournament and the state tournament. Let's see what they got tonight. I know both coaches like their team, Casey, because they both have floor generals, and we'll talk a lot about those two players as the night goes on.
You know, it's really important to note that when these two teams come here to Mohegan Sun, it's always a big event. They're playing in the 4 o'clock game, which is notoriously the least attended of the game, so it's not going to be a huge crowd for this one. The crowd will be bigger for 6 and 8 o'clock, and I bring that up because there's already sort of the depth issue here with the shooting, and but both of these schools have played multiple times on this floor, so they are familiar with, you know, how to play here at the Sun. You know, Dave Cornish, Jeff Brown, no strangers to each other. They're absolutely going to have these kids ready to go tonight. What do you think is the kind of, you know, what matters most for these two teams?
Taking care of the ball. New London wants to turn you over. NFA's got to make them pay for pressing. They cannot cough the ball up. New London wants to make it a full court game. NFA more of a half court game. Two types of schemes here, but most importantly, we'll be looking at how the teams take care of the basketball.
You were on this NFA team last year because they were all sophomores. Now they're back, juniors. New London, a little more of a senior-laden team this year, but you talked about the generals leading the way. J.J. Robinson feels like we've had, you know, he's been around for a decade. He is as savvy a guard as you're going to see, but let's not sleep on Josh Lavoie on the other side, playmaker for NFA. How much impact are the point guards going to have?
Those are the two keys that, you know, each opposing coach is going to focus their game plan around. And both of these point guards can also take it to the cup and score for NFA, I think they rely a lot more on Josh to score. So those other scores for NFA tonight really need to step up, because I'm sure Coach Cornish's game plan is going to be get the ball out of Josh's hands. For New London, as JJ goes, they usually go, but he does have some weapons around him. He's so good going downhill. NFA has to make him go east-west.
Well, welcome to the ECC, Kyer Young. We're going to see a lot out of him tonight for New London. He brings a nastiness and an energy, and we are excited to see the Whalers and the Wildcats going at each other. Let's turn it over to PA announcer Bill Glennie.
One of our triple header today features the Whalers of New London taking on the Norwich Free Academy Wildcats. Be sure to check theday.com for athlete spotlights as well as full replays and highlights of today's games. Fans, at this time, please direct your attention to the big board as we meet tonight's teams, brought to you by U.S. Furniture.
Amir Hall, Benny Dover Jackson Middle School.
JJ Robinson, Nathan Hill Magnet.
Cameron Taylor, Benny Dover Jackson Middle School.
Akai Soria, RMMS Elementary.
Gianni Jesus Pinero, Harbor Elementary.
Jameer Hall, Benny Dover Jackson Middle School.
Gianni Vendetta Marquand, Benny Dover Jackson Middle School.
Kyer Young, PS 96 Elementary School.
Cassius Ziegler, Benny Dover Jackson Middle School.
Keandre Dixon, Benny Dover Jackson Middle School.
Isaiah Pasa, Isaac Middle School.
Carmelo Sylvester, Benny Dover Jackson Middle School.
Idris Brown, Annette Wynn Elementary School.
Josh Lavoy, Hebron Elementary.
Angel Torres, Moriarty Elementary.
DeAndre Pontes, Waquanic Elementary.
Jameer Ford, Isaac Middle School.
Renee Montalvo, North Wyndham Elementary.
DJ Desaldwin, Kelly Middle School.
Carter Stringer, Paula Middle School.
Kyrie Dudley, Nathan Hale Elementary School.
Rashawn Clayar, Kelly Middle School.
Zakil Joseph, Teachers Memorial.
Layden Charles, Waquanic Magnet School.
Tavion Brown, Teachers Memorial.
Ted Morrell, Veterans Memorial.
Avion Mason, Teachers Memorial.
Ladies and gentlemen, New London enters tonight with a record of 1-1. Up next, they head out on the road Saturday as they take on Wilbur Cross at 7:30. Wearing their black uniforms with the green and gold trim, the Whalers are led by head coach Mr. Dave Cornish. Make some noise, Whaler fans. Let's meet your starting five. Starting at guard, a senior, number 00, Amir Hall. Starting at guard, a senior, number 1, Javon Robinson. Starting at forward, a senior, number 4, Akai Soria. Starting at guard, a senior, number 10, Jameer Hall. And starting at forward, a senior, number 12, Kyer Young. And now, fans, NFA enters tonight with a record of 0-2. They head out on the road next Monday as they take on Killingly at 6 o'clock. Dressed in their home whites with red trim, the Wildcats are led by head coach Mr. Jeff Brown. Put your hands together, Wildcat Nation. Let's meet your starting five. Starting at guard, a junior, number 0, Josh Lavoy. Starting at guard, a junior, number 1, Angel Torres. Starting at center, a senior, number 2, Jayandre Pontes. At guard, a junior, number 3, Jameer Ford. And starting at guard, a junior, number 10, Carter Stringer. Your officials tonight, Mr. Rob Bono, Mr. Roger Warner, and Mr. Todd Morgan. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we would ask that you please rise and remove your hats as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem. Tonight's anthem is being performed by Griswold High School alumni, Sarah Benway.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Ladies and gentlemen, Miss...
Our player introductions were brought to you by U.S. Furniture, the name you can trust. Stop by our newest location at 5 Dayton Place in Waterford, next door to Jared Jewelry. We have stores in Orange, Manchester, and Newington for your convenience, carrying all brands for less. Living rooms starting at $799, bedrooms at $699. U.S. Furniture, where you get more and you pay less. Limited stock available. Our pregame show was brought to you by Waterford Dental Health. Gear up for game day with a winning smile from Waterford Dental Health. Located in Waterford, where your friendly, go-to, top-notch dental care in a relaxed setting. Whether you need a routine checkup, a cosmetic boost, or advanced treatment, our experienced team has you covered. Enjoy the game with confidence and comfort. Schedule your appointment today. Waterford Dental Health, where your smile is our top priority. Whalers coming onto the floor in the green trimmed black uniforms, which makes me so very happy. The Wildcats in the home white with the red. And we will jump it up. Jumping for NFA will be Jayandre Pontes, and jumping for New London, Kyer Young. The Whalers, a senior starting lineup. NFA riddled with juniors. Man, I would love to be the athletic director of NFA. Tip one on a hustle play by Stringer, and NFA turns it over and the Whalers will push. Robinson to Hall, blocked underneath. Nicely saved, but to Robinson, he finds Hall again, and the first points of the night belong to the Whalers and Amir Hall.
And it's a turnover that starts the offense for New London. NFA needs to take care of the basketball.
Lavoie right by Hall and gets to the basket, and that's an encouraging sign for NFA.
Yeah, you can't let him go north or south either. The point guards like to drive it to the cup. NFA will play this zone. They're looking to slow New London down.
Soria for three, back iron, no good, tipped around, and Out of the pack comes Jameer Hall. Young will take a three, splash. Kyer Young can do more than just get up. He can fill it up as well.
That's a good sign for New London, Casey. If they could hit threes from the outside, it will force NFA to extend the zone and leave openings in the middle.
NFA's got a couple shooters. There's one of them right there on cue, Carter Stringer. And if your last name is Stringer and you play in NFA, you got to be able to shoot the basketball.
Absolutely, and that's a good sign for NFA. They need String to hit some threes tonight.
Back up top now, the Whalers. Early season, we always like to see, which teams are a little more organized, which teams, have kind of that fluidity. You'd expect it from NFA with everybody coming back. New London, you can see, trying to incorporate, Soria and Young, and also Hall in a new role, meaning Jameer Hall. When he came in last year, it was mostly point guard and defensive. Now he's taking on a new role as well. So Whalers, it would be expected for them to start off a little slow. Young goes to the floor, turns it over. Torres ahead, and Pontes is going to draw the first foul of the game. That looks like that'll be on Soria, and it'll be a first foul of the game.
Yeah, and to your point that you were just making, Casey, I always thought it was harder to go up against a zone earlier in the season than a team that plays man-to-man.
Open look, three for NFA, back iron from Ford. Robinson looks to get to the basket. Soria hangs, can't get it to go down. Good rebounding interior from NFA. They jump out on Lavoie and an offensive foul. It looks like an illegal screen.
Early on, NFA, forcing New London into some quick shots. I think you need to be patient against the zone and try to get middle touches as much as possible. Getting the ball to the middle is off the dribble is good as well, like JJ did last possession.
Little high post action. Soria catches, swings to Robinson. Little floater, no good. Look at Young, get up high for the rebound. Kai got high, and the Whalers scored two.
Yeah, offensive rebounding is something that New London thrives off of. Wildcats have to limit them to one possession.
A little sloppy, and we're going to get a foul, and I'm not sure. That got Coach Spellman up off the bench as well, so.
Well, one thing that I noticed, Casey, 8 coaches, 4 on each staff, 6 in dress shirts, 5 in ties. Is the quarter zip out?
I listen, these two are setting the standard, which I know, appeals to you. We were getting a little frustrated last year with the downplay as Jameer Ford knocks down a mid-range jumper. And we're going to get a bump on Hall. And the Whalers will have it underneath. That foul will be on Ford. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to the maybe we get a return of the sartorial splendor. I mean, you're going to, as AD, your first rule is shirts and ties for all coaches, right? Robinson, nice little pump fake. Let Pontes get up in the air and then puts the Whalers back on top.
Nice out-of-bounds play design there to get JJ the ball on the baseline.
Open look for Torres, no good, just rims out. Ford, Young with the rebound. Soria, dangerous pass. Open look for Hall for 3, no good. JJ Robinson with the rebound, left hand. Hey, JJ with the acrobatic play.
And another offensive rebound. Wildcats cannot let that happen.
Good defense out on the perimeter by Soria on Ford. They're hounding Ford. And that's a bump on Young as Lavoie seems, he was pesky and quick last year, but he seems like he's filled out a little bit and still maintained that quickness. So that means strong and quick as he gets to the basket.
Yeah, and he's on his way to, making himself a complete player. He's a junior now. Last year kind of caught people by surprise, but now he's going to be the focus of everybody's game plan. So he's got to have that muscle to take that contact.
Clayhar checks into the game for NFA as the ball loose on the floor comes into the hands of Amir Hall. And the Whalers operate with the lead. Jameer Hall, back iron, no good. Robinson, though, in the mix, but out of the pack comes Clayhar. Clayhar stripped by Hall. Back out Lavoie. 15-footer, no good. Here comes Jameer Hall, one-on-one with Lavoie, no good. Those rims can be a little strong here at the Mohegan Sun. Nice stutter step, Clayhar, and he finds Jameer Ford, fouls on the floor. Coach Brown, I asked, I said, how deep are you gonna go? And he said, I'm gonna play 8 or 9 tonight. And that's without Montalvo, who's out of the lineup tonight with an injury. So, he's expecting to run 10 deep, which I love. First month of the year, everybody should try to go 10 deep. You never know who you might discover when you have to cut it back to 8. They swing it around. Stringer for 3. That's going to be tipped, I think, a piece underneath, but good rebound by Pontes. And we've got ourselves an 11-9 basketball game.
Both teams shooting a lot of threes early on here.
Hall caught that one with his foot on the line, so another turnover for the Whalers. We talked about depth. Over the course of a season, it's a long season, as we have a timeout on the floor. Their first timeout for the Whalers. And it is a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it here. Over the course of a season, you know that you're going to need to go down the bench at times. Guys get hurt. Inevitably, foul trouble happens. When's the right time to find out about players 8, 9, and 10 as you start to, figure out who those 8 are going to be?
You might be talking to the wrong guy, Casey. The right time is in practice. That was always my philosophy. But it depends on your style of play, to be serious. It depends on your style of play. If you're a team that likes to press and run, it allows you to play more guys because you want that style of play. You know that you're going to have maybe some lapses in what you're trying to do because you're creating turnovers, you're creating extra possessions, so you live with that. If you're a kind of coach that values every possession and wants to squeeze every ounce of air out of that ball like I was, you want the guys on the floor who are going to take care of the ball and make good decisions. So that limits you kind of to, 7, maybe 8. I think most coaches say they want to play 8 to 10, but they end up playing more like 7 or 8.
Well, I've always been a big proponent of using games like this because unlike football, where it becomes much more condensed and you can't lose a game sometimes, basketball, you have a little bit of wiggle room. I would love to see teams try to get a guy, even if it's 2 minutes, right, just to get them that little bit of experience. Quick trigger 3 for Clayhar. And Rashawn Clayhar has NFA on top.
And if Rashawn's hitting threes like that, that's going to be a big bonus for the Wildcats. New London also playing a 3-2 zone. So, both teams going zone, trying to force their opponent to shoot from the perimeter. It had been working for New London as NFA had missed their last 4 threes. But Rashawn with a big 3 there gets the Wildcats their lead.
Ikpasa in the game for New London, replacing Young, so less of a scorer. And quickly to the basket. And what great minutes already from Clayhar.
Outstanding football player, Rashawn Clayhar. Incredible speed, incredible track athlete as well. Showing that tonight so far on the basketball court.
Lavoie just ripped it away from Robinson. There's the strength we talked about. Other direction, there's Clayhar again. He's going to get fouled. And the Whalers need to get to the bench as well. Right now, this lineup looking a little out of sync, and NFA taking advantage. Look at Clayhar just get ahead of everybody I love the minutes. You know, when you can bring an athletic, energy guy off the bench like that, I mean, what a great injection it is into the lineup.
Yeah, New London's now turned the ball over 3 times in a row. That was my #1 key going into this game. NFA especially had to take care of the ball, but, you know, obviously if you're New London, you got to take care of it too. Both these teams like to get up and down in transition. New London usually presses a little bit more. We haven't seen that yet tonight, maybe paying respect to the ball handling of Josh Lavoie.
Well, pay attention now as Cam Taylor's in the game replacing J.J. Robinson, because who's scoring out there right now? And that's what we're going to find out. And that's the answer. Might be Hall, but right now this Whaler team, only one out there has ever been asked to score varsity points. And NFA is running and taking advantage, and there's a foul. Good rebound from Soria, but if you look at the group of Whalers that's out there right now, other than Amir Hall, none of them have ever been asked to score varsity points. And that's going to be, you know, so this is what I was talking about. What a great opportunity, right, to get some people some run.
Yeah, I think Coach Cornish has the earbud in. He's listening to the broadcast.
Tavion Brown into the game for NFA, the diminutive guard, as well a football player in his own right, goes all the way back to Colchester Cougars. Played alongside the junior voice of Game Day back when he was a younger man. Hall into a danger zone, stripped by Stringer.
The NFA defense really giving New London problems right now. New London has come up empty on their last 8 possessions.
Crossover, Clayhar, left hand to the basket, no good. Tipped to Brown, kick out to Stringer. And NFA out hustling right now. They turn it over. Here come the Halls. Floater in the lane from Amir Hall gets the Whalers back on the board. They needed that basket.
Yeah, once again, it's a turnover that ignites their transition opportunity. NFA needs to take shots and possession on a shot.
Lavoie with the left hand, no good. Rebound comes out to Hall, ahead to Brother Hall, and Jamir got it to Amir, and Amir got fouled, and so we'll see whether they call that a shooting foul, or I think it's on the floor. Hall thought it was a shooting foul. But it is the 5th team foul. So we'll go to the line to shoot 2 anyway. Check it out here. A bump. Tough one. That's a, you know, tough
continuation. Definitely a foul. Can debate if it was in the act of shooting or not.
Final 33 seconds of the first. 2 free throws for Hall.
And this guy, Amir Hall, is a proven scorer. So you asked the question, who's going to do the scoring with JJ on the bench? Definitely 00, has taken and made big shots in big games. Senior, and he's the guy you look to now, and he has done this now in the last 2 possessions to get New London some buckets after going cold for the last 8.
Logan Kidd checks into the game for New London. Young back into the game, so the Whalers going 8 deep themselves, which I think was a question we had about them coming into the season as well, is how deep was Coach Cornish willing to go with the 5 senior lineup, or the 5 senior starting lineup. Floater off the side of the backboard, but Brown on the hustle. 12 seconds left, shot clock off, and NFA can hold for the final shot of the quarter as we're all knotted up right now at 15. Brown with a long distance 3, no good. And that'll take us to the end of the first quarter. 15 all in a tight one here at the Day Holiday Classic. We'll be right back for second quarter action. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com.
Game Day is brought to you by General Dynamics Electric Boat. Join the team building the future of undersea defense. General Dynamics Electric Boat is hiring, offering great careers in engineering, design, welding, and other skilled trades. Explore opportunities, training, and benefits when you apply at ebcareers.com. And for shipbuilding careers across the country, visit buildsubmarines.com. General Dynamics Electric Boat, where your future sets sail.
Back at Mohegan Sun, second quarter action ready to begin as the music and energy of the Mohegan Sun Arena as the crowd starts to filter in. Game 1 of 3 today, 6 o'clock. Should be a dandy. Old Lyme and Griswold. Game 3, West Haven versus Notre Dame of West Haven. And we'll be talking a lot about those schools and those players moving forward throughout the course of the day. Here we have the NFA Wildcats and the New London Whalers all tied up at 15. Juice, your thoughts on that first quarter?
NFA did a pretty good job taking care of the ball after the first couple of possessions. They turned it over twice early, only had one more the rest of the way, 3 turnovers for the quarter. New London started turning it over in bunches late. They had 5 turnovers, allowed NFA to get back into the game, but neither team has really found a rhythm shooting. NFA especially 2 of 7 from three-point land, New London 1 of 4. So let's see if one of these teams can kind of settle in and find a way to get consistent scoring, or if it's just going to be one of those games where it's scrappy and ugly all game long.
Long 3 from Hall, no good. Rebound, Kidd had it, but stepped on the line out of bounds, and it will go back over to NFA.
Another missed 3, so New London now 1 of 5 from deep.
New London hit hard by both graduation and transfer, as they lost 6 players that played significant minutes last year.
Really impressed with both teams' zones. New London now playing more of a 2-3 zone and good closeouts, not letting anything easy happen.
Good, strong, weak side rebound by Young. It was ripped away by Stringer, but he was out of bounds, and the Whalers will have it.
And that missed 3 puts NFA at 25%, 2 of 8 from downtown. Like I said, Casey, early in the season, I think, playing against a zone is a lot more difficult. You don't have a lot of practices, obviously, or you have tryouts, you're trying to get kids in shape. To go against the zone and be disciplined and understand shot selection, it's much easier to put your man offenses in. It's much easier to practice transition basketball. If you have to execute in the half court, especially now with the shot clock, really challenges a team early in the season. They'll get better as the season goes on.
Jumper from Hall, no good. Stringer ends up with a rebound, and the Whalers harassing him, and the foul is going to be on Kidd.
You see now, like most of the offenses, pass it, but maybe 3-4 times, chuck up a jumper, because there's no real sense of, I'm getting it to the middle, I'm looking for the duck down, I'm looking for the short cornered weak side dive. We don't really see that yet at this point in the season. Like you said, a lot of new players with not a lot of experience. The lights are on here in Mohegan. So what's the easiest thing to do? Chuck up a jump shot.
Out of bounds off New London, and we'll get subs Soria and Robinson back in the game. Kidd and Ipasa will head out, so the original starting 5 back in there for New London. Steele, Robinson running, and nice look underneath to Young. And the Whalers back on top.
He just puts so much pressure on the defense because he's always traveling above the speed limit. He's always going so fast. The defense is always on its heels.
Good look for Stringer, and he knocks down the 3. Can't leave him open. You got to know where he is at all times.
Yeah, and once he's the kind of shooter that once he starts to hit a couple, they come in bunches. One of the things that you could do against the zone is set screens. You saw Soria maybe tried to set one there, and that will come in time, as I said, when you add some more nuances to your zone offense.
Pull-up jumper at the free throw line, short from Lavoie. That will be a Whaler possession off the turnover, and Cuellar will check back in after the very good minutes he gave them in the first quarter. And we're going to get a timeout. Looks like New London wants it. It's a 30-second timeout, or is it a full? We're going to see the timeout here. Looks like full timeout. So we're going to take a quick break. You're watching Game Day Live on theday.com.
Build your future with General Dynamics Electric Boat, the leader in submarine shipbuilding. Get hands-on training, gain valuable experience, and grow your skills as part of a team building the Navy's next generation of submarines. Apply today at ebcareers.com and explore maritime careers nationwide at buildsubmarines.com. Electric Boat, building skills, building futures.
We're back here, 18-17 NFA on top in what has been, not surprisingly, a bit of an uneven basketball game early in the season. When you were coaching and you had teams that were both very inexperienced all the way up to a team that was supremely experienced, when do you get the rust off? When is it sort of like, when you mark down an expectation of a little bit higher level of efficiency?
January. Scheduling is an art, by the way, if we ever want to get into that conversation. I think, both NFA and New London have pretty difficult December schedules. You want to get some games on your schedule where you're able to build confidence, because you're not going to get that rust off until January.
Dump down. Young loses it. Good hands by Stringer, and we're going to get a tie-up. Jump ball possession arrow will favor NFA.
A little chippiness now, a little excitement trying to get this crowd riled up. Just a jump ball, play on, good job by the officials.
And so we see it, Pasta's gonna check back into the game and Young's gonna have a seat. And this is a Dave Cornish special, which is, we have a new player from New York, got a little contested there on the floor. And this is an opportunity for him to just go, hey, we're just gonna keep the emotions down a little bit. Nice play there by Soria to generate a turnover from Ford. I like this substitution, and this is just Dave talking like, listen, let's just not let we're just not gonna do emotion stuff on the floor, which we talked about. He is an emotional player. He is a huge, impactful player for them with his energy. He just has to, keep it down a notch. Nice block by Stringer as he went out on Hall. And a block, and going to the line will be Carter Stringer.
Yeah, good transition opportunity off the block shot. One of the things that is really great about JJ as your point guard is he's so unselfish. But I think at some point in the game tonight, he's got to be a little bit more selfish, a little bit more assertive, and use that athleticism to get into the teeth of the zone. Right now, I think if you're Coach Brown, you love how New London is operating on offense, passing the ball side to side. I mean, that's exactly what you want. It's not making the zone work too hard, just going around the perimeter and shooting a three. You got to find a way to get into the paint. Get paint touches with your feet or with passes to the interior.
Stringer knocks the first one down, and NFA will send Kyrie Dudley into the game. And that is a familiar name to Whalers, as Dudley has checked in for NFA, not in a New London uniform, which the sisters are. As Stringer uncharacteristically misses the second. And by the way, Kyrie Young right back into the game for New London. I love the substitution. That's what coaches are supposed to do. Dave pulled him out, gave him his instructions, and get right back in there and now do your thing. I love that. Young comes right in with a three, in, out, in, and a good rebound to Pontes. Dudley. Lavoie, with that left hand, he's so good at it. He can get to the basket pretty much when he wants to. That time just a little strong. Robinson fakes, baseline jumper, and he's going to be fouled by Dudley, and he'll go and shoot two. I think teams need to know, if you haven't done your homework, you let JJ shoot the three. And, until he makes a couple of threes, he's always going to look to do this, pump fake and get to the basket. So, shame on you, so to speak, if you go up and get the pump fake from the three-pointer.
It started, though, with Soria able to get a little bit of dribble penetration, drew the bottom of the zone up a little bit so that when the pass went to JJ in the corner, it was a hard closeout, you kind of lose track of what you're supposed to do there because you're just trained to close out hard from that position, and that just comes with more experience and more knowledge of your opponent, that you got to hold that closeout and not leave your feet.
Good rebound, tap Pontes to Dudley, short, and Young, man, he can get up quick, and he draws the foul. Good hops.
So, New London here bringing the ball down here against the zone. Looking to get an inside touch. Robinson up top. Surveying, 20 on the shot clock. Like to see a screen there set for JJ. He just goes by himself.
Young, long three, got it! He's more than just air. That's 10. Knocking it down, Young. JJ out in front, 1-on-2, and he gets the bump from Lavoie. 10 for Young, leads the way for the Whalers as they are back and forth here. You know, these two teams, and I expect this to be the game. I expect this to be the contest between them every time they play this year.
Yeah.
You know, I think if they played 10 times, it would be single digits all 10 times.
Yeah. And NFA, you know, falling in love with the three. And, you know, the old adage, Casey, you live by it, you die by it. But, you know, right now they're 3 of 11 from downtown.
Robinson knocks the first one down. He'll have another.
JJ with 6.
Nice kick out. Klehar for 3. Back iron. Soria tips it. And Stringer draws the foul. And they're going to say that it's a 2-shot foul as Stringer was going up.
And NFA needed that offensive rebound. Yet another missed 3-point shot. So big rebound by Stringer. A chance to get some points here from the free throw line.
Third foul on Soria. And Stringer, this is so interesting to me. A guy who has no range, right? He's unlimited range. Missing a couple free throws here. Maybe he needs to back it up.
He can if he wants.
Second one looks a little bit more like himself. Whalers right to Young, long 3, just shy. And Dudley had it, and they say Akpasa knocked it off out of bounds, so it'll be NFA ball. Jameer Ford will check back in. Dudley will have a seat. Soria will go to the bench.
Still no pressure from New London. They're content to pack it in. I guess why wouldn't you be with the Wildcats shooting 25% or less from three-point lands?
So the Wildcats will have it. Yeah, I don't know that anybody, right, team-wise, knows what their style is just yet. I think we'll see pressure from New London at some point. I think we'll see pressure from NFA at some point. But here in the early going, these two teams know each other so well. When you're trying to incorporate, right now, I think New London's just content trying to incorporate new guys into the offense, right? You know, it's like adding, you know, you add little things here and there. We'll see how much they pressure. We saw them pressure a lot against East Lyme. You know, will they turn it up against Norwich at any point? We'll find out.
Yeah, healthy respect maybe for the opponent, but you know, we know Coach Cornish, he usually presses once you're off the bus.
That's right.
So just a little surprising, but it is early in the season.
Young can't get it to go, and we're going to get a foul. So he'll go blocking foul on Pontes, and that's attributed to Young's hang time. He got up there in the air for so long. I think it was clean, and then he got the bump late. And Kyer Young will shoot 2.
He's been impressive so far tonight with his ability to both shoot the three and take it to the rack. Strong left hand, NFA has to think about maybe forcing him to go right.
Yeah.
Next time he catches it.
Absolutely. Speaking of young football players, Keandre Dixon into the ball game for the Whalers as Young misses the second and hustles down his own rebound. Nice hustle from Young, and the Whalers will get an extra possession, up 3.
There's that screen. Good recovery by the Wildcats.
Nice anticipation from Lavoie. Young recovers, though, with a timed block. Big time block from Kyer Young. Robinson all the way to the hoop, and he finishes, and the Whalers are up 5, their biggest lead that we have seen here in the second quarter.
Yeah, Young just sized up Lavoie, waited for it, and then they got it to the right guy in JJ going north-south. That's unstoppable.
Kick out from Lavoie, 3 off the mark and out of bounds. It'll be Whaler basketball with a 5-point lead. Kidd will check back into the game, and Whalers right now doing a very nice job, having been down a couple of buckets, kind of resetting themselves, turning up the pressure a little bit in the half-court defense.
Yeah, a little bit more poised right now than the Wildcats are. NFA still kind of panicking right there. You know, maybe you missed the last couple threes, maybe look to drive it. Even if you don't get a scoring opportunity, drive it in, land on 2, kick it back out. You don't always have to jack up the first shot.
Hall finds his brother with a pump fake. Amir to Jameer for 2.
Speaking of land on 2, right on cue, Jameer.
NFA, 16-second difference between the game clock and the shot clock. Open look, Ford, 3, back iron, no good. Hall stepped on the line, and the Wildcats get a break. Nice pass from the Days, El Raleigh, to get it back in bounds to the official. Bounced over Juice, it bounced into everything. The Day playing defense all over the place. 20 seconds left here in the ball game. Shot clock is off, and the Whalers will have the final possession and a 7-point lead, improbably up 7. The Whalers looking to take a double-digit lead or close to it into the half. 3, no good. Hall with the rebound, blocked. And right at the buzzer, that'll take us to halftime. And we are officially at the Clough Carpet 1 halftime show with the Whalers on top, 27-20. Our own Chris Giusti will have Whalers coach Dave Cornish. And we'll get a couple of thoughts from Coach Cornish about the first half of the Whalers with a lead. Juice.
All right, here with Coach Cornish. Coach, what'd you like about your first half? You're upset.
Well, when we pushed the ball, we're a much better team. So we got out in transition, made some easy baskets, and that's why we took the lead.
You hit a lull there in the end of the first quarter. Seemed to figure some stuff out against the zone. What's the message at halftime to your team?
Move the ball. I mean, you move the ball, you set screens on that zone, you'll get better looks. We're settling for too many threes right now. We're making some of them, but I don't like that. I don't like that. I want to get layups.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
Back to you.
7-point Whalers lead. We're at the Clough Carpet 1 halftime show. You're going to see some beautiful video packages, and we'll be back with a special segment on the other side. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com.
This Game Day Player Spotlight, powered by Joshua's Worldwide.
He's an energy guy, hustle guy, low maintenance, 4.0 student. And those are the kind of kids you want. You don't have to worry about, very coachable.
It's really been, I've been held to a high standard, like academically, especially from my mom since I was a kid. I've always been on honor rules. I mean, I really haven't had any choice, but I've always taken academics seriously, and I take pride in it.
Very hard worker, a lot of energy. Savon was our energy guy last year, and Akai wants to wear number 4. And I said, you got to fill, some big shoes and with that number, wearing that number. So he's up for the task.
I just want to win. Great teams have a lot of energy. They have somebody that can boost the team morale. And sometimes, there's off days I have, but I always want to be that guy. I always want to bring people up and just see my teammates succeed. And with my teammates succeed and I succeed, our team succeed, and we win. We really have 3 guys, back from last year's team. We played 9 guys, we have 3 back. So we're just trying to fill in the pieces that need be to help those 3 guys and, get back to where we want to get to. On the team, we actually did play together 8th grade, like JJ, Amir, and Jameer. We all played together, 8th grade, St. Bernard's. And they're also family, so, we've been able to play together. We know how to play together. The three seniors I have coming back are very confident. And we know, with being in Division I, we know we have a lot of work ahead of us to get back to the Mohegan Sun for the chip. But those guys have been talking about it, and they're up for the task. They know, there's a lot of people doubting what we can do. So, we got a chip on our shoulder, and we're trying to, exercise some ghosts. I mean, it's not really a lot of pressure. We know what we could do, and some people might count us out or look down on us because we lost a lot of people through graduation or transfers, but that doesn't really mean anything. We're still here to work, and we can show what we can do.
This Game Day Player Spotlight, powered by Joshua's Worldwide.
Josh has been our point guard, actually captain since freshman year. This is 3rd year for him, so we're looking for a big year out of Josh. He's got a lot of experience under his belt, team leader on and off the court.
It started off from a young age. My dad was a basketball coach in East Hartford, so I was just always around the game. I remember going in with my brother Saturday mornings. He'd have 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. practices, and I'd just be on the sideline. Growing up, wiffle ball out in the yard, we used to, 1v1, I don't know how that's even possible, but in wiffle ball. And then also on the basketball court, get competitive, talk a little smack, I don't know. Turn into a little physical altercation sometimes, but yeah, it was always just a competitive edge, and we've helped each other grow.
It was more just the basketball IQ, the strength of his ball handling, kind of getting the team on the same page. Even in the weight room, right as a freshman, he kind of was one of the strongest kids in the gym. So it's just, you kind of knew it was a natural fit that this was going to be his team moving forward. For me, it's very rare. Obviously, if there's a freshman that can play, I'm a big fan of throwing him in the fire early, and I saw him as one of those people that could handle the pressure early. So I threw him in the fire early. He took some lumps, but he actually hung with everybody, and we'll see this year what panned out.
As the point guard, I have to be an extension of Coach Brown, kind of just be another voice out there to lead the team, make sure everyone's doing what they're supposed to be doing. We have a bunch of returning players and even younger kids who are coming up, and maybe they won't play as much this year, but they definitely push us older guys, juniors and seniors, to get the best out of us.
What's your role in helping develop some of those younger guys?
Just to instill confidence in them. I remember coming in as a freshman, there was a junior here, and he just told me to play my game and have confidence in myself, so I just try to do that with these younger guys and have them just play their game and be confident in themselves.
I tell everybody I'm able to sleep for another 2 years because I have a point guard like Josh.
Since 1995, we've been revolutionizing transportation with our commitment to exceptional customer service. From sedans to 57-passenger motor coaches, our fleet of over 35 vehicles servicing diverse needs, including weddings, corporate events, group transportation, and much, much more. Our 24/7 availability, rigorous safety standards, and state-of-the-art technologies ensures a seamless experience. Join us on your next journey and experience the difference firsthand. At Joshua's Worldwide, we don't just provide a great ride, we deliver peace of mind.
We are at the Cloth Carpet One halftime show, and it is time for some freshly squeezed juice, literally, courtesy of Ta Delicioso. We have Annabelle and Janet from Ta Delicioso. Talk very quickly about what you brought and where people can find you, because this looks amazing.
Well, my name is Aníbal and Janet, and you can find us on Ta Delicioso food truck in Instagram, Facebook. Also, you can find us at the Marina in Norwich. We also do EB, by the way. They're one of the sponsors here,
Yes,
so they know us very well. We make everything with real fruit, no artificial flavors, sooners to die. We also have the traditional coquito, which is everybody's looking for at this Christmas. And also, you guys going to enjoy the Naughty Monkey, which is made by the lovely Janet, okay? And that's made with real organic acai bowl, acai from Brazil. So that's an acai bowl. You can dig in right on. It's mainly with fresh fruit. We also have other very delicious. We also have all deliciousness. We also have more, the first acai tacos in the world. So you guys must, that's our invention right here. Nobody got them just at Ta Delicioso. You can just enjoy the coquito as well.
So, so don't go anywhere just yet. I want to try the coquito. Hold on.
Okay. Oh my goodness. It's a delicacy.
So you're talk a little bit about how you guys got started, and I know you guys are an active part of the community. Just talk a little bit about how you guys got started and what you would like to see. What are the next steps for Ta Delicioso?
Well, we always wanted to bring healthy options out to the table. Food trucks, everything's greasy, or it's more on the salty side. So we wanted to do some fruits, something fresh, something organic, something that we could actually enjoy and fuel us with all the energy we need. We collaborate with the community. We love collaborating. We love being sponsors for the community as well. That's what drove us to be part of bringing out with Ta Delicioso.
And even on the cold days, they come and see us. Oh, yeah. On the cold days.
He says we sell ice in the winter.
So, show us, we have...
we got the Berry Loco, which is made with mixed berries, freshly lime squeeze, and organic agave. Okay? This is the Mango Piña, which is made with real mangoes, real pineapple, and organic agave as well. Yeah.
We are gonna have. Listen, I'm leaving. I'm just taking all this stuff with me. My partner here, Juice, we've done a segment called Freshly Squeezed Juice, and we have said for years we wanted the right place to come in and provide that. And Ta Delicioso, I could not have thanked you. I can't thank you enough.
Thank you for
bringing these here, and for being a sponsor on game day, and for supporting the community. For the folks at home, I'm going to say this directly to you. This is amazing. The coquito, so good. I can't wait to get into the Berry Loco, the Mango Piña. I am so excited to try this. Is that Naughty Monkey?
The Naughty Monkey.
That's what I called my son when he was misbehaving, when he was little. He's this giant next to me now, the Naughty Monkey. Juice, this is your freshly squeezed juice.
Oh, man, thank you so much. Thank you. This is delicious. So good, the coquito. Oh, my gosh.
You're one of a kind.
Oh, one of a kind. Excellent. My highest recommendation.
Thank you to Annabelle and Janet. Thank you so much. Ta Delicioso, freshly squeezed juice here on game day.
Bye, guys. Amazing.
Woo. Let's take a look at some highlights. Juice, why don't you walk the folks at home through the highlights of the first half?
Yeah, so both teams got off kind of slow starts, but they were able to get buckets in transition, both teams playing zone, and then that opened up some three-point shots on the perimeter. Carter Stringer here hitting for the Wildcats. Wildcats had a lead there for a period of time in the middle of the half. As you see, Jameer Ford hit the jumper, but then J.J. Robinson got going. Couple buckets here inside, gave New London the lead back. Rashawn Clarhar hits a three from the outside and then gets out in transition. He gave them a spark off the bench. But you see New London continued to get to the rack here against the zone, and that was the difference, I think, late in the second quarter, is New London was able to get into the zone a little bit more. They created some turnovers and got to the rack. Here you see JJ going north-south. Lavoie got a steal, thought he was going to get a layup, but the big block by Young led to a run out for Robinson, and that's where we are, 27-20, the Whalers at halftime.
We are moments away from the second half. You have been watching the Clough Carpet One halftime show. Clough Carpet One, flooring and home, carpet, wood, laminate, tile, and more. Quality you can see. Comfort you can feel. Value you can appreciate. Voted the #1 flooring company in Eastern Connecticut. They look forward to helping you with all your flooring needs. For free measure and financial approval, visit us online at carpet1.com or call them at 860-447-0383. That's Clough Carpet One. What a start to the day. We've got a great basketball game. We've got Todd Delicioso all over. I mean,
we got Coquito.
Oh
my gosh.
And oh my goodness gracious. We are moments away from the start of the second half. And you see J.J. Robinson there. What does NFA need to do here? It's hard to believe it's a 7-point game. It felt like it just kind of snuck up on me. Whalers have the first possession. What does NFA need to do defensively? But more importantly, they look up, they got 20 points.
Casey, it's hard to believe NFA had one basket in the second quarter. So they got to find a way to score the ball. And that starts with getting inside touches, whether it's via the dribble or via the pass or getting a turnover and a run out. They got to get some scoring opportunities, going to the basket, and not settle for jump shots.
Speaking of jump shots, Robinson misses from the corner. And the Wildcats, Lavoie pulls up and buries an elbow jumper. And I think that's what we need to see more of from NFA. Not only the three-pointer, but that right there. I've been saying it for, 5 years? The elbow jumper is there in high school sports all the time. Robinson on the tip, and who's going to draw the foul? I think they're going to call it on Pontes, and that'll send Robinson to the line to shoot two as he got up high on the offensive rebound. Off the mist from Young, Robinson athletically got all the way there.
Yeah, New London gets a break there because another missed three to start the half. And once again, we saw them go through a drought, settling for jump shots. NFA got the lead. And then NFA went into their own scoring drought and allowed New London to get the lead back. So it's been a game of droughts, so to speak, and whichever team can find some consistency on offense is going to end up pulling this win out.
Well, right away, we see Clayhar back into the game, and he gave them such good minutes and energy in the first half. Let's see if he can ignite them here again as they find themselves down 6. There's another guy, by the way, who they could afford to see heating up, and that's Ford. He misses there. Robinson has it tipped, and it's going to end up being NFA basketball off the tip. But Jameer Ford's too good a scorer to be as quiet as he's been thus far in the game. You know some points are coming from him.
Yeah, but like I said, when your jump shot's not falling, take it to the rack. Try to draw a foul. At least some kind of motion going to the basket to get some kind of confidence. The more you continue to miss from the perimeter, that rim just keeps getting smaller and smaller.
Whalers in that zone, extending it out a little bit. NFA tries to get it inside. Clayhar ends up with it and knocks it down.
No, that was beautiful by Angel. Angel Torres drives the baseline, lands on 2, and creates something inside, which leads to the basket.
Just like that, lead to 4. if I had to guess, this thing's going to be played right in that 4-point range. Hall for 3. Good! Jameer Hall knocks down the 3, and the Whalers, just like that, back up 7. Little extended pressure from New London. It leaves the open look from Stringer, and he came down awkwardly on the ankle. Whalers come up ahead. And Hall will draw the block from Torres. Amir Hall will go to the line. On the other end, Carter Stringer came down awkwardly on the ankle. He's saying that he landed on. He was unhappy about that. He thought he got hit. Instead here, the Whalers are going to have a 2-shot foul from Amir Hall.
Yeah, definitely a block. Good move by Amir with the Euro. Catches the blocking foul.
First one is up, rims around, and falls. I have a new appreciation for, the big-time broadcast teams and just how much they must struggle. I'd weigh 700 pounds. I'd be having every drink and food I can think of.
You have to resist the sponsor
100%.
Food and drink.
This is the coquito is
amazing.
Unbelievable.
Amazing. There's some bananas in this, though, Casey. You can go with that.
All right, I can say that. And berries. It's not, that's healthy. Whalers with the big lead, coming the other direction, in and out. Good rebound, Soria, and he's fouled. And that is very quickly 3 fouls on NFA with only a minute and change gone here in the quarter.
And remember the new high school rules that were put in place last season. No more 1-and-1. 5 team fouls in a quarter leads to 2 shots the rest of the way.
Whalers looking for a double-digit lead, which, again, seems improbable. And kind of wearing down NFA as they've turned up the pressure in the half court. So we haven't seen the full court pressure, but we've seen a little more pressure in the half court. Yeah. Offensively, waiting for this guy right here. Can't leave him open for 3. Amir Hall knocks down the triple, and he's a shooter.
Yeah, and now New London shooting with more confidence, less pressure with the big lead. NFA's in the situation where they're falling behind and they need baskets, and they keep jacking from 3.
And Ford can't get one to go down. He has been struggling. You talked earlier, Juice, about something, how scheduling is an art form. I don't want to, Coach Brown knows his team better than me, but NFA might have overscheduled a little bit here because they don't have a game, they don't have a break. After this, they've got, games like, against Northwest Catholic. They play, big-time teams. They could be staring at 1-6, 0-7. And as Soria finishes at the basket, great look from Young. Whalers feeling it, and he'll go to the line to shoot the bonus.
Yeah, they have Killingly at Killingly. That's no easy trip.
Killingly, then they have who's 3-0, by the way.
Then they have Northwest Catholic, Ellington, who, oh, by the way, returns everybody from a state title contender, and then finally on January 7th they get Wyndham. So a tough schedule. They're grinding right now, but you don't crown a champion in December or January. It's in March. So they just got to keep getting better every day. The big thing that I'd be concerned about right now is where you're getting scoring from. It doesn't really matter who's on your schedule, Casey, if you can't score. You can't play great defense, kick a field goal, and win 3-0. You're going to have to score no matter who you're playing. So NFA's got to figure out where they're getting scoring from, because it's been really tough to get the ball in the basket tonight.
So I think the answer is Jameer Ford. And we haven't seen it tonight, but I think he's the guy. He's the difference. This 14-point game is probably not. He's not shooting the ball particularly well right now. He needs to get to the basket, but we know he can light it up. And I have a thought about what you said as great defense from Lavoie, and it's out of bounds. It'll stay with the Whalers. You talked about you don't crown a champion. I said recently in my power rankings that I think NFA could be in the ECC championship game coming in as a 500 team.
Absolutely.
Because they might get off to a start similar to the football team, where they just played all these great teams, and then they find their rhythm in the ECC and end up in the championship game. It would not surprise me if they ended up there. Fitch is very good. New London's very good. There's other teams. But I don't think no matter what happens here in the early going will it be indicative of where NFA finishes at all. I think this team is one of the best teams in the league, and these games are only going to help them.
And it was the same thing last year, right? Like they lost some games early on to teams they probably shouldn't have lost to, and then they made a run and went to the ECC semis and the state semis and lost to a extremely talented New London team in both of those matches.
30-second timeout from NFA. We'll keep it here as the Whalers have a 14-point lead. Things are a little emotional, and it's so hard. Like game 2 tonight, two teams that are like mirror images of each other in a lot of ways. But Griswold and Old Lyme are never playing each other outside of this game in a potential down the road somewhere.
State tournament.
These kids did not, and Griswold and Old Lyme kids did not grow up playing against each other in rec.
Right.
These kids all have played against each other growing up.
Yeah.
Tonight, Notre Dame and West Haven. Even there, because Notre Dame brings kids in from so many places, they didn't all grow up together quite the same way. Like, if you look at these two teams here, I would say 90% of the roster started playing against each other or with each other when they were first playing basketball. So there's a different level of familiarity in this. It is personal in a lot of ways, more than it is just competitive, professional team-wise. I expect Old Lyme and Griswold to be incredibly competitive, but without any personal animosity. When these two teams play, it's personal because they've known each other so long.
Yeah, and even if you look at the current rosters, there's a couple kids on each roster that there's a couple that played on both NFA and New London, and there's a couple that either went to elementary school in Norwich and now they're at New London, or elementary school in New London now at Norwich. That's just the way it's been for years and years.
Back iron from Stringer. Robinson comes the other direction. Brown is in the game for NFA. Robinson knifes left hand. JJ's a finisher. And the Whalers are running.
JJ with 11 now and off to the races again.
Hall is fouled by Stringer, and he'll go to the line to shoot a pair. And the Whalers, it's crazy to say this, but the Whalers are on the verge of being up 20. And there's no real end in sight right now because NFA is struggling to figure out where to score the basketball. And as much as I love Stringer's ability to shoot the three, I don't want to see you get three happy here. You got to chip away.
Well, NFA had 15 first quarter points, Casey. They've had 9 since. So, I mean, it's really, they're really living by the three, and tonight, living ain't good.
Hall knocks the second one down as well, and it is a 19-point lead for New London. That is shocking.
And they really haven't forced New London to do anything different on defense.
Nice head fake and a putback in from Tavion Brown, and that breaks a 15-2 run.
And one of the things that is different with the shot clock, long three in and out, is that you can stay in the zone when you're down. In previous years before the shot clock, at this point, NFA would have had to switch it up, try to go to some kind of trapping defense, something to get turnovers and make New London take quick shots. You can still stay the course, play your primary defense, which is a zone, and try to chip away here. The goal right now, get it to 10. If NFA could get it to 10, even 12, I think that they're in striking distance.
Cuellar misses, up ahead, Robinson running the floor, finds Hall, and the Whaler veterans are leading the way right now. Pontes comes in the other direction, he'll draw the foul and he'll shoot two. But it is a 19-point lead for the Whalers as they're cruising down the stretch here in the third quarter.
Yeah, now, what ends up happening inevitably is when you miss shots, you lose something in the legs. Mentally, the legs don't run as hard in transition, and now New London's getting leak outs and easy baskets that they weren't getting in the first half.
First one good from Pontes. Ipasa into the game again for the Whalers, and Soria will take a break. Game 2 tonight featuring the Old Lyme Wildcats and the Griswold Wolverines. The Wildcats, of course, with Eddie Fisk, Billy the Kid McKeever, and the law firm of Coleman Curtis Reardon. Hall with a jumper, short, rebound to Brown. Zips. I thought you were going to go that way. Turnover, Wildcats.
Thought he was going to zig, and he zagged.
Griswold with coming off an exciting win in overtime at Stonington. And I'll tell you now, since you're going to be watching him firsthand, Elijah Cornell is going to be a problem in this league in the coming years. A 6'3" guard who became a 6'6" guard and has guard skills with a big man's body. He is problematic.
You're talking about he's at Stonington.
Yes.
So we won't see him tonight.
No.
We'll see him down the road.
Yes, you will. That's what I'm saying. You won't see him.
Oh, well, I'll see him. Maybe I'll see him.
Well, you'll see him, in your travels.
When I watch you.
That's right. Floater, Hall, no good. Rebound by himself, no good. Out of the pack, NFA has numbers. Klehar all the way and scores with the right hand over Hall.
Face sticking with this zone.
And this is where Coach Cornish in years past has been content taking the air out of the ball, running the shot clock down to 10 seconds and letting his playmakers on the perimeter try to get to the basket and make plays, which is what they're doing here. They're going to milk these last 2 minutes, limiting the possessions for NFA. 5 seconds on the shot clock. High post. Young drives, and a travel called as the shot clock sounds. So that's what we've seen New London get in trouble with as well. They're trying to learn how to play big stack poker. They don't. They get these leads and they try to figure out how to find that balance between time and scoring. Nice cut by Stringer, and he'll be fouled on his way up with 33 and change remaining here in the third.
So make these 2 free throws here. Get it down to 13. Be interesting to see if Coach Brown allows New London to take the last shot. Certainly Coach Cornish would like to just bleed the last 33.8 and shoot up a whatever foot shot to end the quarter. I'm sure Coach Cornish is happy with a 13-point lead going into the fourth.
You had said try to get it to 10. That's got to be the next step, right? Get it to 10. Well, yep. It's 13.
Yep, a little extension here. Trying to create a turnover. See what New London does.
Nice drive to the basket by Ipasa, blocked by Pontes. Out of bounds to the Whalers with 22 seconds left. And now I think you're going to be in last shot time.
Well, I think NFA forced New London to take that shot quickly. New London kind of panicked against the pressure and just went straight to the basket. NFA got what they wanted, but unfortunately the ball went out of bounds off of them.
And there's the veteran leadership. Jameer Hall took it back out. He understands what Coach Cornish wants here. And I think it's going to be in this guy right here. J.J. Robinson's going to look to drive. He looked at the clock, saw the time, jump stop, no good. Rebound at the buzzer, no good. We're at the end of 3. And the Whalers still have the lead. They're up 13, so they extended it. We'll be back with fourth quarter action. Can the Wildcats find their way back? You're watching Game Day live on theday.com.
General Dynamics Electric Boat is proud to be a part of our community, and we're hiring. Join a team that values teamwork, craftsmanship, and purpose while helping build submarines that protect our nation. Explore careers at ebcareers.com or learn more about shipbuilding opportunities across the country at buildsubmarines.com. Electric Boat, where careers are built together.
Whalers with a 13-point lead here, 45-32 as we're about ready to start the fourth quarter. Wildcats trying to overcome what ballooned up to a 19-point Whaler lead. You talked about get it to 10. Well, NFA has the possession to start the fourth quarter. You know, how quickly do they need to get it to 10 or to single digits? I know in modern basketball, points can come in bunches, but it hasn't come in bunches for them yet. So where, you know, clockwise, where are you starting to want to get these things trickled down?
It's for me, it would be pretty easy math. You know, cut it in half by the 4-minute mark. So cut it by half of the quarter, cut the lead in half. But more importantly, like, pick up the pace of this game. Let's get some more possessions to get guys feeling good about how they're going to be able to score. So this would help.
3 from Stringer. NFA believes in string theory.
And NFA extending this pressure. They want to speed up New London's decision making.
Hall picks up the dribble, fouled.
Yep, he got him.
And that's the first of the quarter from Lavoie. What I like about this NFA unit, this is their energy unit. They've got Klehar on the floor along with Brown and Lavoie and Pontes. This is their energy unit. Right here, these guys are the ones who are giving max effort kind of all over the place. I would expect it to be a little frenetic here in the next 2 or 3 minutes.
Yeah, and I think you got to make it that way. At least you got to make New London uncomfortable for a little bit here. Hopefully get a couple extra possessions, because right now with JJ at the point, he knows time and score. Don't want to rush anything. Don't want to take silly shots.
Young stripped by Pontes, and he hits the out-of-bounds sideline with the basketball. So a turnover, and NFA, chance to get it into single digits.
Yeah, just can't settle for threes. Keep moving the ball, try to get it into the middle, try to get something going to the basket.
Lavoie, the general, Stringer, pump fakes, goes baseline, floater, up and no good. And Amir Hall comes down with it, and he's gonna get a jump ball tie-up. Possession arrow will favor the Whalers, but a nice job by Klehar to flip the switch on the possession arrow.
Yeah, good decision by Stringer. He had just hit a 3. It would have been very easy for him to just let it fly again. He tries to get the higher percentage shot. Just rolled off the rim. Got to keep that strategy going here.
Better job breaking the pressure that time by New London. High post, Young, back to Soria. Reverse layup, well defended by NFA, but a nice idea from New London with a little give and go. And a foul as Klehar went to the basket, and he'll draw the foul on Hall, and he'll shoot 2 with a chance to knock it into single digits.
Yeah, you got to leave Rashawn out there, man. Until he tugs on his jersey and says that he's tired, he needs to stay out there. He's taking it to the rack with no fear. But on that last possession, they didn't get the turnover, Casey, that they wanted to, but they forced New London to take a shot within the first 10 seconds of the shot clock. That's a win. Especially, you know, when it's a miss. Even if it was a make, though, you want the pace to pick up. You need extra possessions.
Lead down to 8 with plenty of time left. So NFA has done step 1. They've got it into single digits, and they got New London a little bit out of sync, and the Whalers can't run because they haven't made a shot and turned over NFA. NFA has gotten New London to be the team on the defensive here with the lead. Jameer Hall to brother Amir, now J.J. Robinson, and back to Hall. Lavoie stepped in front, turnover. Brown finishes at the basket, and the lead is 6, and the Whalers need a timeout, and Dave Cornish is not happy. Full timeout from the Whalers after NFA defensively and sloppy play from the New London offense.
Yeah, great steal by Josh. Land on 2 from Brown. And all of a sudden it's down to 6. New London maybe taking the air out of the ball a little too early as they, kind of carried over their end of quarter strategy here into the start of the fourth, and a little bit sloppy with some of their passes and ball handling. NFA, Casey, on a 15-2 run.
So at the end of this game, our own Juice will have the Roberto's Log Cabin Player of the Game Day interview live on the court. And you want to stay tuned for that. Roberto's Log Cabin, nestled in the woods of Lebanon, Connecticut. Roberto's is the cozy, rustic home of comfort food. Family owned and operated, the cabin offers a diverse menu of hearty fare from burgers to the best ribs in the state. So check out the Hallway of History in the new tavern, the diverse menu, the craft beers, all watching the 10 live TVs. You can stop in and see Rob and the crew. Tell them Game Day sent you. Free plate of wings for the Roberto's Log Cabin Player of the Game Day.
NFA staying in this extended 1-2-2 half-court trap. Another bad pass down the sideline by the Whalers. Caught a break.
Now, if you had told me, if you had asked me before the game, hey, it's going to be a 6-point game with 5:37 remaining, I go, yeah, that sounds about right.
Mm-hmm.
I did not see it happening in the way that it's happened, however. I mean, NFA was up 5 at one point, New London was up 19 at one point. I didn't see the swing that we're seeing right now. Good defense from Brown. Robinson has it now. Hall for 3. Back iron, no good. Chased down by Amir Hall, and they're going to say Brown was out of bounds. But Tavion Brown has given good minutes here as well for NFA.
Yeah, Tavion and Rashawn really came in and sparked this defense here. And this is the lineup Coach Brown wants to ride with right now.
Soria gets to the basket, finishes it, and he'll go to the line. NFA knows him very well. Akai Soria with the +1.
Yeah, just a defensive mistake. They let him catch and turn middle. Here you can't go for the steal there, and just left the whole middle open. If you just stay right behind him, he's not doing anything in the short corner. That's not his game. He wants to go to the rack, and he's strong.
Big free throw here. Rattles out. And officials timeout. As officials Morgan and Bono conferring with one another. I think they're going to do something with the clock. Oh no, calling a foul on Pontes. Off the ball.
No, there must have been a correction on the previous call.
Previous call, 100%. Whalers turning up the defense, but Klehar goes right through everybody, and he draws the foul, and he'll go to the line to shoot too.
Yeah, and the London coaches don't like to call. It's just the way that he's able to move. It's herky-jerky. It's hard for the officials to kind of see who's creating the contact. And that's the kind of action I think NFA's been missing all game long. They've just been going east-west, settling for jump shots, and that's what I'm saying. Even if you drive the ball and don't get something good, you put the onus on the official to make a call. Maybe you're going to get called for a charge. Maybe you're going to get called for a hook. But maybe you're going to get called, they're going to call a foul on the other team, and you're going to the free throw line, and that's what happened there.
I can't look ahead to next year in the first game of the year. But last year, we looked at this NFA team with all those sophomores, and we said, this is going to be an interesting run for them. This year, they're juniors, and there are a couple teams around the league that have senior-laden teams. This is an interesting transition year from them. You're not you're not the upstart kids anymore. You're not surprising anybody, but they're still juniors. They're still young, and they're right now able to turn New London over with a 10-second. Right now, this is, I think, where the maturity, how much they can mature this year from sophomores to juniors will go a long way, not only into what they can accomplish this year, but then next year they're going to come back as the heavy favorites. It's an interesting time for them right now. Juniors versus seniors is what we see on the floor right now.
Absolutely.
Brown, quick trigger 3, got it! Tavion Brown knocks it down! And it's a 3-point game.
And boy, has the seesaw shifted here. All the momentum with the Wildcats.
Robinson, wild to the basket, but when you need something, you call Mr. Robinson.
Yeah, that wasn't even that wild, Casey. That is his game. North, south, cannot stop it.
Other direction, we're gonna get a block. And that'll send Clayhar to the free throw line. Let's take a look here where it came from.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, good call. Robinson had him on the hip.
And you're putting the onus on the official. Like contact, every time Rashawn has the ball, has that football mentality. He's either creating contact or encouraging contact, and the official has to call it one way or the other. Or they can let it go. I guess they could have let it go, but I think the crowd would have went crazy. So keep going to the rack, young man.
More importantly, for NFA, knocking free throws down to stay in this thing, keeping it a one possession right now, 3-point lead for New London. Just missed it. Clayhar into the lane, tied up is Hall, and he's going to get the foul call. Young had it first, and then Amir Hall crashed the glass. And that's something I think he hasn't had to do much of. But I think with this lineup on the floor right now, getting Amir Hall to crash the glass, especially on the offensive side of things, not a bad idea.
Well, especially, NFA is extending. So if you can get past that first wave, Rashawn gambled for that steal, almost got it. But once you get it past that first wave, you're going to have numbers going downhill, get up a shot, crash the glass. NFA doesn't have a lot of big men to clean the glass, so offensive rebound opportunities will be there if you get past that first wave in that 1-2-2 half-court trap.
Hall knocks down the 2 free throws. Gets the Whalers back on top 5. We're under that 4-minute mark now. Stringer for 3. No good. Weak side rebound comes down to Dixon, and up ahead Robinson will push. Young soars through the air, stripped by Stringer. Open 3, Clayhar, no good. Rebound comes to Dixon. Turns it over, and we're going to get a jump ball. Possession arrow will favor NFA.
So, right here now, somebody on the NFA coaching staff, we had so much success going to the basket. The last 2 shots have been threes. Let's go to the basket. Coach Curlin always used to say strong, strong. He used to yell strong, and that would signal to the team we're not taking a jump shot.
Brown's going to take the 3, and he's going to nail it. Downtown, Tavion Brown.
Not going strong. Let it fly. Take that, Coach.
Coach Curlin goes, I said shoot the 3, Juice. Two-point lead for the Whalers. Robinson tries to sneak it in and loses it. It's loose on the floor, and it's tipped. And it'll stay with the Whalers. Robinson with a dangerous pass. 1 second on the shot clock. Let's see if they know that. I see Hall saying he does.
Yep.
So Jameer Hall's going 1-1-1-1-1. This needs to be a catch and shoot or an alley-oop. Robinson has it. Good clean defense from Brown. Got a hand on it. Shot clock violation. And I can't believe I'm going to say this.
Yes.
NFA could take the lead.
Yes, with a 3.
Which is strong.
Which is not strong, but would be strong.
They got 2 shooters on the floor right now, Stringer and Brown. Instead, it's Clayhar.
Love it.
With a floater for the brand new ball game.
Love it. Take it down the pipe.
They've come all the way from 19 down. And what else should we have with 2 minutes left but a tie game? Robinson can't get it to go. Pontes with the rebound and a timeout.
Incredible to see, but we kind of knew this was coming. There was plenty of time, and when New London went cold and started being careless with the ball early in this quarter, it gave the Wildcats the confidence they needed to start making this run.
It was 43-24. Now it's a tie game. Following the game, all of the highlights from today's 3 games will be, of course, available on our social media at Game Day CT. And all of tonight's highlights are brought to you by Reynolds Subaru. At Reynolds Subaru, our commitment to the community is just as important as our commitment to our valued customers. We have a passion for helping others in the lower Connecticut River Valley. Giving back has been a family tradition since 1859. That's when Mike DeMoro started writing at the day. Reynolds Subaru, beautiful Hamburg Cove in Lyme, Connecticut. If you haven't been to Reynolds Subaru, pretend you're going to go buy a car and just sit out on the deck. It's one of the nicest properties in Connecticut. Reynolds Subaru. Wildcats with the ball. Tie game, under 2 minutes to go here in a barn burner. Great look, Clayhar turned it over though because he got stripped. Now Hall's coming in the other direction. Robinson will drive, and it's tipped away, and we're gonna get a blocking foul, which I think is probably the right call if you're looking for the end result to be correct. So they could have done a couple things, right? They could have said, oh, it was knocked out of bounds off of NFA. They could have called the foul. Either way, it was gonna be Whaler ball under the basket.
That's the 4th team foul, I think, on the Wildcats. Looks like 3. I don't know if they changed that.
Hall, quick trigger 3. Back iron, no good. Great rebound from Clayhar. He has been everywhere for the Wildcats. Turns on the Jets, but he's stripped by Robinson. Everybody's on the floor, and Clayhar hit the out-of-bounds line before the timeout.
They got it.
They got the timeout in.
Just incredible athleticism by Rashawn Clayhar, going over the top to get the rebound clean and then going coast to coast, losing control of that ball, but having the sense to call the timeout.
Following the game, as always, on our social media will be the Scient Sensational Play of the Game, brought to you by Scient Federal Credit Union, doing business as Core Plus Credit. Pave the way for your students' financial success with a MySci account from Scient Federal Credit Union. Open a high-yield MySci savings account today and help support a positive financial future for your student. Visit scientfcu.org to learn more. 1:19 remaining here in the ball game. We are tied at 51, and both teams turning up the defensive pressure, and both offenses waiting for that big shot to emerge. And I am all fired up on Coquito.
Well, one thing about Coach Brown, he's very good with baseline out of bounds plays, so I would not be surprised if NFA gets a really good look here.
Lavoie pulls up, elbow jumper. That's the one I said I love. And NFA with a 2-point lead.
Nice design out of the timeout to get Josh the open jumper at the foul line.
We're under a minute. These two schools didn't know how to do anything but play a close one. Hall picks up the dribble. Young with an open 3. Back iron, no good. Clayhar with the rebound and the foul.
I believe that's only New London's 4th, Casey. We'll see if the Whalers press here. NFA baseline inbound. They cannot run the baseline. Looks like New London. Yes, they're going to pick up. Full court man.
3-second differential between the game clock and the shot clock. So the Whalers should be able to get a possession without a foul. Lavoie heads to the basket. No one's on the weak side. Clayhar had a chance, and we're going to get a foul.
Man alive. That's going to put New London on the line, I believe.
Right now, I'm looking at Rashawn Clayhar as having done everything right tonight. The only thing missing is that putback right there, which would have iced it. He has not done anything wrong. And how about on the other side, we got Keandre Dixon. Nothing like a couple of big free throws here. Young man, 21 seconds left. First one was not good. There are no more 1-and-1s, guys.
Well, we're back in 1995. One tough 1-and-1. And not even have to go back that far. We're back in 2023.
First one was a little strong.
Yes. Yes.
A lot of adrenaline going through right now. But here's what's interesting. If he knocks it down, it becomes a 1-point game and they can foul or not. If he misses this, then they're going to have to foul right away.
Well, if he makes it, I want a timeout and set up the press.
Sure.
You have to foul at some point. You got to get a steal because shot clock's off.
I'll tell you my thought after the free throw. No good. Weak side rebound and put back by Amir Hall. We're tied at 53. Timeout, Whalers. What a big-time offensive rebound and putback. Look at Hall. Get up, get tough, and tie us at 53.
And honestly, Casey, I'm sure that Coach Cornish didn't say miss it on purpose, but when you think about time and score, that was probably the better play, to try and get an offensive rebound there, because the odds of you turning NFA over or getting them to miss their free throws are much higher, I think, or much lower than getting an offensive rebound. So it kind of worked in New London's favor, because even if you don't get that offensive rebound, you're going to have to foul anyways.
So nothing against Keandre Dixon, but I think it became apparent after first free throw that he was a little strong at the line. So you got to think, if you're a player, that this is probably coming off the iron somewhere.
Right.
And Amir Hall timed it perfectly.
Beautiful.
Recognized it perfectly. Now, NFA has the ball. They can take the last shot.
Yep.
If you get a foul, you go to the line.
Yep.
So if you're New London, you can up the pressure in the first, say, 8 seconds. But at some point, you got to be careful of the foul. So pressure in the backcourt. If you don't get a quick steal, drop it back. What do you think Dave's going to do here?
I mean, I would normally say Dave's going to pressure, but I don't know. He hasn't really pressed all game long until that last possession when they were in desperation, and it appears they're going back towards Coach Brown. So
I think they're going to pressure in the half court, but they got to be careful. Now they're stepping it up.
Here they come. Well, you get the ball to Josh, you're in good hands.
And this is just token for them to, but they're going to pressure in the half court, I'm sure. As soon as they can jump a pass or double team, who will it be? I look at Lavoie getting to the elbow right here. Drives to the basket, hangs, no good. Clayhar, it's loose on the floor. It's a jump ball. Possession arrow favors New London with 1.1 remaining in regulation, and we are tied. And guess what? It's called the Day Holiday Classic for a reason. Let's go. Can we get OT in game 1?
Do we get more coquito because it goes to overtime?
I might crash on this table if I don't get more coquito. 53 all. We'll keep it here and talk it through.
Yeah, good timeout by the New London coaching staff. Don't just say we're going to overtime. Like, let's try to get something. You have a little bit of size advantage in certain positions. Maybe you could get a pass going towards the basket here, throw up some kind of 20, 30-footer. You never know. The glass is up there for a reason. Use it.
If they don't have a lob play for Young, they should have a lob play for Young. Because as high up as he gets, right now, I'd be looking for him to catch a lob someplace near the basket, and he can catch it and release it. With 1.1, he can catch it and shoot it while he's in the air, but I think he's got enough time even for a catch and a quick right? He can catch on two and get one off. Now, from this distance, you've also got the old Valpo play, right, where you do a little hook and lateral and try to get a half-court shot or a from where Tyson Wheeler broke the career record for points, the emblem shot.
Yeah, so you want somebody on the ball though. So I think they're gonna keep Pontes on the ball, which is a smart move.
And who's the baseball player on New London? Because that's what that's when everyone forgets that when Tate George made the infamous shot for the UConn Huskies, it was Scott Burrell who threw the basketball. You got to have someone who can throw the basketball here. It can't be a pass, or else you're just saying we're going to overtime.
Watch the back screen. Watch some kind of back screen.
There's the touchdown pass.
Kalahar, interception.
And we're going to go to overtime. Game 1, 53-all. We got extra basketball coming back on the other side. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com.
Looking for a career built to last? General Dynamics Electric Boat offers stability, growth, and purpose as you help build the Navy's submarine fleet. Discover openings and training opportunities at ebcareers.com and learn more about shipbuilding careers nationwide at buildsubmarines.com. Electric Boat, your future starts here. Game Day is brought to you by General Dynamics Electric Boat. Join the team building the future of undersea defense. General Dynamics Electric Boat is hiring, offering great careers in engineering, design, welding, and other skilled trades. Explore opportunities, training, and benefits when you apply at ebcareers.com. And for shipbuilding careers across the country, visit buildsubmarines.com. General Dynamics Electric Boat, where your future sets sail.
So as we head to overtime here in Game 1 of the Day Holiday Classic, makes me very happy that I get a break in Game 2 as we usher in the great Joe D.
Oh, the legend.
And we add the sports doctor to the sideline mix. You don't get a break.
No.
But this is why Peter and Mike said, Case, you can't do 3 games. Because I can't imagine doing a second game.
Yes. Yes.
Back to the jump ball at center court, Pontes and Young. Young got a hand, but it ends up with Lavoie. NFA has the first possession of overtime, 4 minutes of extra basketball. Brown finds a cutting Pontes. Layup doesn't go down, but a foul will send Jayandre Pontes to the line.
Once again, going to the basket, NFA, that's been the formula here in the fourth quarter. Dribble penetration. Beautiful dive, just did everything but get it to bounce in clean off the backboard. Also, this lineup has really, Coach Brown's really found some magic here with these 5.
This is the energy lineup, I said. That's what I called it, and I really think that's what this is. This is an energy lineup.
Yeah, but it might be more than just an energy lineup, Casey. I mean, they're doing the things that need to be done to win the basketball game. They're not just, creating havoc out there.
No, it's not just that. When I say it's the energy lineup, it's a group of guys who are playing at full speed on both sides of the floor, which I think is important. In the lane, no good. Rebound, Young goes up strong, and he's going to draw the foul on the floor. So, good rebound. Now, in overtime, the fouls carry, so he'll be at the line to shoot 2. 4th foul on Carter Stringer. So, to go back to the energy lineup for a second. Yeah, it's that they are able to do their extended pressure because that lineup is so tireless on defense. And on offense, this lineup has gotten them to the basket. So, and I think getting to the basket requires energy. Cutting, passing, settling for threes is low energy. Getting to the basket is high energy. So I guess that's kind of what I meant, is that this group extended the pressure on the defensive end and got to the basket on the offensive end. And I think Coach Brown has found something here.
Yeah.
Klahar and Brown together have been dynamite.
Yeah, and Pontes is doing a good job with the rebounding because they are a little bit undersized with Brown out there, but Pontes holding his own as the primary rebounder inside. New London back to the zone here.
1 of 2 for Young. We stay tied at 54.
I get the ball to Josh here.
Robinson with a block. As Brown snuck by, and Brown will shoot 2.
Yeah, that JJ bails out NFA late in the shot clock. Automatic 2 shots now.
That's the danger of the overly aggressive defense, which New London wants to play. NFA, I think, will settle a little bit more now for less pressure as well. I think with 3 minutes left, you can afford a couple of them, but as you get a little closer, and it's not just the fouls that send you to the line. You've seen guys now with starting to accumulate their 4th fouls. You're going to lose players. NFA does not want Stringer on the bench, but New London can't have Robinson on the bench.
100%.
I love the minutes we've seen from Tavion Brown, including both of these free throws.
And he has a great-looking shot. I'll tell you what, I did not realize he had such a great-looking shot. And good follow-through, good rotation on the ball, good shooter.
12 for Brown. Young puts it to the floor, and I love that move from Kyer Young.
Once again, that scouting report, can't let him turn left. Got to force him to go to his right.
Clayhar answers in the other direction.
He's like JJ Light going to the basket.
Four-point lead is now a 2-point lead for NFA. They fixed it on the clock, on the board rather. Young. Fake, drives, hangs, scores, and 1, and you can't let him go left.
Can't. That's an error. You gotta overplay that left hand. Once again, early in the season, Scouting Report leaves his feet on the shot flag. He has proved that he can make a 3, so I understand you leaving your feet a little bit for that shot, but you gotta make him dribble right.
And we're gonna see Cam Taylor checking back into the ball game, replacing Dixon. I think the Whalers will be turning up the defensive pressure here, regardless of what happens on the free throw from Young. Knocks it down, Whalers back on top by a point. Lavoie sizes it up, and he'll be fouled as he heads to the basket. And he'll shoot 2.
No, that's Josh just being Josh. You know, you talked about it early in the game, Casey. He's added some muscle. Remember, his older brother, state wrestling champion. So
I wonder how many times in Josh's life he said, "Stop, Mom." But the first thing I noticed about him when he got off the bus, I was like, okay, someone's been in the weight room, which, I mean, again, as a junior, you're thinking to yourself, that's what was the next step, right? And he maintained the quickness. I think that strength is evident. Knocks them both down, puts NFA back up by a point. Big free throws.
NFA back to this 1-2-2. Extended pressure. Can't let JJ go to the basket. Can't let Young go left. You live with anybody else right now.
A lot of guys on both sides have made big plays here to get this game into overtime. One of them.
Force him right. Force him right.
There is Young. Young pump fakes, goes right, goes strong, hangs, and we're going to get an offensive foul. That'll be Young's 4th as Stringer, and that was dangerous because he's got 4 as well. And down the other side, NFA will have the possession, up 1.
And for those maybe watching and wondering why are they calling the charge right under the basket, that restricted area does not apply to high school basketball. So Young a little bit less comfortable going to his right, maybe a little bit out of control. Charges into Stringer. NFA's got the ball. Looks like New London going to extend a little bit more than they had in the past.
Tough matchup here for Jameer Hall with Lavoie. Got to try to keep him from getting to the elbow. That's where he can do all of his damage.
New London in man-to-man. Brown.
Brown stripped by Young. Stringer goes down. Coach Brown cannot believe it. Coach Brown's got his back turned to the crowd, right? He's going, I can't.
That might have been a place, though, where you needed a timeout after they were fortunate to get the ball back after Brown went out of control to the basket. I just think in these moments, you want the ball in your best ball handler's hands, and you live and die with what he does with it.
Yeah. Now, NFA, by the way, who was going 9 deep, has played 5 for quite a long time.
And that's what I told you before, Casey. Most coaches say they want to go 10, and they end up going to 7.
And yeah, you said until someone tugged on their jersey, until one of them drops.
Yeah.
Young puts it to the floor and scores. Kai got some air.
19 now for Young.
Whalers by a point and a timeout. NFA, as they will have the ball with 39.3 seconds remaining. Let's take a look at Young getting to the basket, soaring and scoring.
Use the glass.
And put the Whalers up 1 here with 39.3 remaining. All right, your NFA, you got a 10-second differential between the game clock and the shot clock. So you know that going in that New London's going to get a possession, and you're down a point. Walk me through, we're going to play some chess, not checkers, right? Walk me through the first 3 steps in your mind.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you had an experienced team, you're definitely saying to yourself, we want to get a 2-for-1 here. I just don't know that, especially with this lineup that Coach Brown has gone to, I think you want to get your best shot. So you do have another timeout to burn if necessary. So right now, I just want to get the best shot. I either want Lavoie taking the shot or I want to get Klarhar going to the basket. Those are really the shots that I can put my head on the pillow at night living with. If somebody else gets the open shot, even if it's open, you're rolling the dice a little bit, but you got to live with the best shot here.
Lavoie will have it up top. Klarhar spins to the basket. Picks up the dribble. Young, strong rebound.
Got a foul.
Robinson gets it. And he gets a timeout. Dave Cornish with 22 seconds remaining. Whalers up 1 with the basketball. You got to expect you're going to get a foul. You're going to shoot 2. How much time? So here's why. To be clear, since I know Dave Cornish watches every second of the replay, I am not questioning you, Coach Cornish. I am asking the question. You got 5 seniors on the floor, including Robinson. Do you need that timeout, or you maybe get 8 more seconds off the clock before NFA figures out to foul? Now, NFA's got everything they want set up as well, and you're not trying to score if you're New London, so really all you're doing is inbounding. You're going to lose maybe a half a second because NFA is going to foul immediately. You had the ball in Robinson's hands with no real threat. With both Halls out there with him, do you need to call the timeout there? Now, that being said, I have won exactly 0 high school basketball games as a coach, so I'm asking the question, not questioning the coach.
Well, he did make a substitution, so I don't know if he made a free throw substitution. He wanted to get his 5 best free throw shooters in. I don't know all the free throw shooting percentages of the team. I think he just, at the end of games, you just want to make sure that kids understand everything that could happen. It's easy for us to understand, what the right thing and wrong thing to do is, but you got timeouts, you use them. I do agree with you. You had it in JJ's hands, but like I said a couple possessions ago, I would have called a timeout when Stringer had the ball.
There comes the double team. They get it to Robinson.
Got a foul, though.
And there's the foul. Did he get the shot off, or are they calling it on the floor? That was a savvy move by Robinson, though, to try to get the shot off. But it's going to shoot 2 either way.
And yeah, unless he was outside the three-point line, he's shooting 2 either way.
Exactly. And the reason I like it is if you might get 3, but also, who knows, the shot might go in. There's no downside to it.
Yeah. Well, NFA's still in the game.
That was Stringer's 5th, by the way. And here's what's interesting. Because the sports gods are hilarious, Jameer Ford is back in the game, having sat pretty much the entire half.
Well, no matter who Coach Brown brought in the game, had sat the entire half.
Right. So but Jameer Ford's one of his premier guys.
Yeah.
He made a choice to go to that other lineup.
Right.
I want to bet Jameer Ford has something to do with the final of this game, even if Robinson makes this shot. That's just how the sports gods are. Robinson makes them both very calmly, and we're going to get a timeout from New London as they're going to set up their pressure here. Now we go to the other direction. 15 seconds left. If you're New London, is there a point where you foul?
I mean, I've kind of, I love watching the NBA now. It's my favorite level.
Said absolutely no one.
Right.
Oh, I'm sorry, wait a minute. Yeah.
But,
I guess there are NBA fans.
But, so like in the NBA, it's a no-brainer. You're going to foul because guys are so
Too good at the three-pointer.
So
100%.
good. I don't know, Casey. I don't know in high school, especially the way NFA shot the three, I don't know that you automatically want to foul. Now, like, if you could get NFA somehow to burn 10 seconds, then I want to foul. But I don't know if I want to foul with, 14 seconds left on the clock because you still got to inbound it. And NFA has a timeout. They can make 2 free throws. They can press. I don't know. Myself, I know the analytics probably say foul. I'm not fouling.
With Stringer out of the game for NFA, it is one less three-point shooter on the floor for NFA. I think I could D up Brown, and I'm going to let anyone else, if they, even if Klehar, Lavoie, if one of those guys gets a 3 off, so be it. I'm making sure I know where Brown is, and otherwise I'm not fouling. As Taylor fouls. Well, I don't think it's a bad foul because he's going to shoot 2. They're going to have to choose now whether they want to miss the second one, which I don't think they will with 9 seconds left. If he can make both, they'll foul and make New London make their both. Does that sound right?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was a great play by Coach Brown, or a great decision, strategy to not just come and settle on, let's put it all in the middle of the table and play this one hand on this three-pointer.
Yeah.
He's trying to extend the game. And, got it in the hand of his best free throw shooter. Josh makes this one. He has a timeout. He could try to set up a press, or maybe he has the press already set.
And you got some guys on the floor for New London who you'd be willing to foul. I mean, the Halls and JJ are all excellent free throw shooters. We've seen Young is I would say, very solid free throw shooter. So I'm targeting whoever's out there right now. It was Ikpasa. Whoever that 5th guy is for New London, that's who I'm targeting to try to foul, which means I'm doubling JJ. I'm trying whatever I got to do. I'm leaving the 5th guy open. No one on him.
Yeah.
And targeting him for the foul.
Yeah.
And that, by the way, that's going to be my new line this year. I'm asking the question, not questioning the coach, because I do think
you get a lot of flack, Casey?
Well, it's not that I get flack. It's that I want to be clear.
Yeah.
Like, it's really what I think a good coach, like yourself, if I, in casual conversation, said to you, I want to ask you the question.
Yes.
Why didn't you foul there? What was going through your mind?
Yeah.
That's me trying to learn.
Yeah.
That's not the same as me questioning you going, you should have fouled there.
Yeah.
Right? So I think I have enough respect for both of these coaches as well as most of the others to say, you know what you're doing, but I want to ask the question because I want to learn what a good coach is thinking.
Yeah, and I want to put it out there to every high school coach in the state of Connecticut that Casey O'Neill loves you and loves what you're doing. So he's never criticizing you. He's just talking basketball.
And I'm trying to learn. Oh, they did a nice job getting into Hall. No foul yet. Finally fouled with 6 seconds remaining. And Amir Hall will shoot 2. I do love what we do more than anything in the whole world. I'm so honored to be a part of this. And that's the thing I want everyone, 100% I want everyone to understand. I'm still trying to learn. There's nothing I can learn from baseball. I know everything there is to know about baseball.
That's why you're wearing pinstripes tonight.
There's nothing left. There's nothing left. So don't try to but I still have tons to learn, and I want to learn. I want to know as Hall shoots 2 and knocks the first one down. I love listening to interviews with guys like Belichick and Vrabel and, Andy Reid, when they're talking about what was going through, like why they made these choices. I love that stuff.
Yeah.
6 seconds remaining. Hall, one more. Big one here. It's short, it rolls around, he gets the roll, the Whalers are back up 3. 6 seconds remaining for NFA. Lavoie pulls up for 3, no good, and that's gonna do it. And the New London High School Whalers have held on for a classic 65-62 victory over the NFA Wildcats. J.J. Robinson and the Whalers. Kyer Young into the ECC with a big-time performance. Hall with free throws and a putback. What an exciting finish to this game. Of course, game 2, which was due to start at 6 o'clock, will not start at 6 o'clock, but that will be the Old Lyme Wildcats and the Griswold Wolverines. We will have Chris Giusti momentarily with Coach Dave Cornish, as well as the Roberto's Log Cabin player of the game day. 6 o'clock will be pushed back a little bit. Joe D will come in. The sports doctor will be here as well. But what an exciting finish to this one as New London holds on and sends NFA to 0-3 against 3 very good teams. The Whalers improve. An outstanding effort. You see Coach Giusti with both of our interviews. Send it on to the Juice.
Are we on? Okay, I'm here with a happy group of New London Whalers. And first off, we're going to give the t-shirt to our Roberto's Log Cabin player of the game day, and that goes to the new Whaler, Kyer Young. Kyer, you can take that t-shirt to Roberto's Log Cabin. Get yourself a free plate of wings. All right, so Kyer, this is one of the biggest rivalries in Connecticut, the New London NFA rivalry. Talk about your first experience in this rivalry.
You know, my first experience is crazy, but I'm happy to be here with the people I'm with. These are my brothers. I love every last one of y'all. Y'all played hard, and I'm just grateful for this experience because last year was not the best year of my life. But this year, I'm doing better with my life, and that's all I care about.
19 points tonight, Kyer. Really got it going from the outside, but then later in the game, you realized you had to go to the bucket. Talk about your mentality scoring the ball.
You know, I was shooting, it wasn't falling. Honestly, it wasn't falling. But I had to see the ball go in the rim, so I realized, like, I'm the biggest kid on the court. Why am I out here? I got to go in there. And I saw it work one time, and it kept working after that, so I kept doing it.
Well said. Well said. Congratulations, Kyer. I'm going to bring in Coach Cornish. Going to bring in Coach Cornish, guys. Coach. Match the LeBrons. Match the Christmas LeBrons. So, Coach, man, it looked like we want to thank you guys because it looked like Casey and I were going to have to talk about the coquito we were drinking over there for the rest of the second half when you got out to that big lead. All of a sudden, you know, the lead starts going away, and then NFA takes the lead. I've been in that position. You've been in that position. What did you tell your team to get them to settle down and pull this one out?
Well, we had to push the ball. We kept slowing it down and taking quick shots and then not executing and shooting late in the shot clock. And then we started to go inside. I told them, just go inside. Get on the block. Get around the foul line area. Give it to Kyer. Let him go to work.
A lot of excitement always in these NFA New London games. It's early in the season, but what does this win do for your team's confidence?
Well, we needed this win. We didn't have the greatest of practices the last 2 days, so I didn't know what I was going to see today coming out. But, you know, the kids came out a little sluggish at first. We picked it up, went back to sluggish, then we picked it up at the end. The 2 seniors making the free throws at the end was huge because we didn't shoot particularly well from the foul line throughout the game, but those 2 guys finished the deal for us.
Man, it was nothing less to be expected between NFA and New London. It turned out to be a great game. Congratulations to Coach Cornish and the Whalers for the victory tonight. Back to you, Casey.
Thank you, Juice. It was an exciting game. Let's take a look at how we got there. The Whalers with an overtime victory. We had a little bit of everything early in the game. Both teams taking advantage of some outside looks as Hall knocked down a three. Brothers Jameer and Amir both knocking them down, but as we got down the stretch, it became the inside play. Kai Soria, J.J. Robinson getting to the basket. The Whalers got all the way up 19 points, running the floor. Everything was clicking for New London. Looked like they were going to run away with it, Juice, as we saw that lead go all the way up to 19. But then we saw the Wildcats start to turn it on. They started getting themselves ahead. And then finally, as we head into overtime, it became who was going to make the big basket. And ultimately, Kyer Young was a little bit too much. And the Whalers knocked down the free throws that made the difference and finished this one off.
Yeah, I mean, like I said in the post-game interview, what an exciting game. I really thought we were going to have to talk about food and beverage for most of the second half, you know, when NFA really struggled to score. I don't think that, I know it's going to be hard for the NFA team to swallow, but I don't think that this is a bad loss because you found something in that second half. You were struggling to find offense, you were struggling with your identity, and you really found something there in the second half. That's something to build on going into these next games. So, you know, that's a great high school basketball game, and sometimes you lose great basketball games. You don't want to go home or take the bus home knowing that you laid, you know, an egg, that you put up a dud. You know, NFA has nothing to hang their heads about tonight. Just a terrific performance in the late stages of the third quarter and the entire fourth quarter in overtime. And New London, you know, as Coach Cornish said, they needed that win too. You know, these are two teams that are trying to find their identity, and it's a long road ahead.
Well, we are going to have game two in approximately 20 minutes from now. Old Lyme and Griswold. We'll bring in Joe D. We'll bring in the sports doctor. Juice will stay put. We'll have all the action live for you on the second game of the day, Holiday Classic. You've been watching Game Day Live on theday.com.